Hey everyone, it's Miss A here. In this video, I want to walk you through the unit guide and what you can find in that unit guide and how you can use it for your planning purposes. So there's two ways that you can get to the unit guides. The first is from the scope and sequence document. If I want to plan my 5 senses unit for kindergarten, I can go to unit guide here and open it up, or I can go into my grade level folder and open the unit guides folder and find the strand that I'm wanting, and all of the unit guides are there. So we're going to start off with a knowledge unit guide. So I'm going to open, we'll look at the 5 senses for kindergarten. Every knowledge strand unit guide is set up the same way. It tells you up at the top which unit you are looking at so you can make sure that you're on the right one. The rationale and description tells you what content is going to be included in that unit and why it's important. Next, you have the big ideas and essential questions. These do need to go on your lesson plan template. You can copy and paste them straight from here. The big ideas go along with the essential questions that are side by side. So if the first big idea talks about, for example, here presenting information, then the essential question is what you would ask the students to elicit a response that lets you know if they understand that big idea. Next, what you'll notice is the suggested pacing. It will tell you how many days that unit should last and which weeks on the calendar you're going to be doing this unit. So the 5 senses unit is included in weeks 5 and 6 for kindergarten. Right underneath that, it tells you which lessons are suggested for you to teach during each week. These boxes also tell you how many instructional days you have during that week on the calendar. If you keep going, the next thing you'll see is the academic vocabulary. These words are very important to teach to your students. These are the big words, the important words that we want them to understand when they're talking about the different subject areas in the rhythm of your instruction. Then underneath that, you have your content vocabulary. These words are specific to the reading that you'll be doing to them or the reading that they'll be doing on their own. If the word is in bold, there's actually an activity in the lesson plans that you can do for that specific word. If you keep scrolling, you'll see the TEKS that you're going to focus on during that unit. The readiness TEKS are the most important ones. These are the TEKS that are critical for your students to master to be successful at the next level. The next thing that you'll see is the supporting TEKS. These TEKS support the readiness TEKS. So although they're not as important as the readiness TEKS, they are still very important. You need to make sure that you're teaching those. And then the last column that you'll see is our developing and sustaining foundational language skills TEKS. These are ongoing. So these are TEKS that should be going on in your classroom all the time. They're not going to be isolated to a single lesson. They're going to be things that you're doing day in and day out as you go through the rhythm of your day. The next thing that you'll see are the ELPS. These are our English language proficiency standards. This is another set of standards that the state of Texas requires us to teach to anyone who's designated it as ESL or ELL. So those language learners that we have, the English is not their first language, we are required by the state to cover these standards with those students as well. So please make sure you're looking at these standards and including them in your lesson plans and in your instruction. If you keep going, you'll see the supporting curriculum documents. This first link will get you back to the spreadsheet that has the scope and sequence on it. The next one will get you to the folder that has all of your unit guides. The next one will get you to the folder that has all of your weekly planning guides. And the last one will get you to the folder that has all of those supporting resources. The last thing that you'll notice on here is some additional resources that you can use. These sections are only on the knowledge unit guides, but we do have, when they're available from Amplify and Core Knowledge, we do have recommended books that you can use as read alouds. These are books that you could supplement the curriculum with on your own. So you could get them off Amazon. You could find them at Half Price Books. You can sometimes find these read alouds online on YouTube, possibly for free. Or you can also check out the public library and see if those books are available. And then we have websites and other resources. So there's one section for student resources. Please make sure you check these out and make sure that they are appropriate for your students before you use them. You have teacher resources where you can get more information about the content that you're teaching. And then we have a link to the Amplify playlist. So if you have read alouds in your Amplify, this would be kinder, first, second, and third grade. You have videos that go along with that. And so this will take you to the playlist for those videos. These are great to use if you have a sub and you want that read aloud to be done with a certain level of quality that you maybe aren't sure a sub will be able to do as great as our subs are. Sometimes a professionally made video can accomplish that a little bit better. Or, sometimes you just want to shake things up a bit and you can use the videos for that as well. So that's everything that's found in your unit guide. For your planning purposes, the things that you will need on that lesson plan template would be the essential questions, of course, your pacing, so you can decide what you are actually teaching each day, the academic vocabulary that you're teaching, and then the standards that we're focusing on.